came front and center. We, of course, think of great leaders, don't we? Like Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., and many, many others. Gandhi comes to mind, who all ask the same question. If you had not been born the color you are, how would you see your world differently? See, that's a very interesting question. That's a useful question. And it says, why can't we begin to become more world-centric? Now, what does this really mean? In a word, write it down, understanding. It is a quest to understand instead of to judge. It's a quest that says, before I critique or judge, I want to understand another view, another perspective. It's very possible that just because I was raised with one view does not mean that is the right view for me. And the process of challenging then your own ethnocentric views is what we call education. I'll say that again. The process of challenging your own ethnocentric views is what we call education. The most important thing that we do in school, if we are being educated, is to challenge our own ethnocentric views, to decide what it is that we will believe. Of course, the challenge ultimately is to have a world-centric view, where we show respect to all people, even, are you ready to write this one down? Even if we don't agree with them. Especially if we don't agree with them. Just because we don't agree with them does not mean that we can't understand them or try to understand them. By the way, is that easy? No, it is not, is it? No, it is not. The challenge, of course, then of our reading today is to say, can you look at the slave narrative and have some sense of its importance in history? Not just to be mad or to point fingers or to ask questions which have no real value, but rather to ask the ultimate question. How can I grow and learn from the experience of reading a text? That is the challenge. And in regards to racism, the only answer is education, isn't it? What other answer really is there? Think about that question. What other answer is there other than education? Because as Martin Luther King and Gandhi both said, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. If somebody is nasty to you because they're racist or they look at you differently because of your gender, and you do it right back to them, they poked out your eye, so you'll poke out their eye. Then they'll poke out your other eye, and then you poke out their eye. We're all blind, Gandhi said. Martin Luther King Jr. said, we're all blind. It doesn't make any sense to live in a world where everybody is blind. It's a great word picture, isn't it? So there you go, an introduction to this challenging idea and the Aristotelian response. Thank you.